Hey you guys, I am absolutely over the moon today because I am doing a first impressions slash swatches of the Morphe and James Charles palette. I am so excited to finally be able to sit down and play with this. I got this, what day is today? It's Tuesday. I got this Friday, I believe. Oh my gosh, if you guys follow me on Twitter, you know what I had to go through to get this palette. Okay, I never order palettes online. For this one, I was waiting on Morphe's website to order this because I've been so excited ever since I saw it. It looks beautiful. So I got it ordered. I got standard shipping because I'm cheap and I don't want to pay $20 for shipping. It was still here in 2 days, which is amazing. So it got here. And the UPS transferred it to my post office for delivery, which I hate when they do that because their post office sucks. So post lady came to the door, knocked, handed me a box, said bye, etc. I was like, thank you so much, I've been waiting for this. Then I looked down at the box and it says TCP on it. Flip it around. Look, the children's place? I don't order kids' clothes online. Flipped it over, looked at the address. This is not for me. Where is my box? It was 32 degrees. It was snowing. There was snow on the ground. My ass ran out that door barefoot and chased the mail truck partway down the street. I was like, this is not my package. You have my package in there and I can really need that package. And she's like, oh, the boxes look exactly the same. They did not look exactly the same, you guys. One had big black tape all the way around it. Mine did not. And then when she was holding it, and this scared the crap out of me, I swear, she took the other box with one hand and then held mine up with one hand and was wobbling back and forth. I'm like, if you drop that box, I swear I'm going to have a heart attack. She didn't drop it. I got my box and it was here. And then I went back into my house and proceeded to go in the bathtub and wash my freezing cold feet because I ran out there barefoot through the mud. I'm prepared for this palette, you guys. First of all, this is going to be first impressions because I have not played with the palette at all yet, which it's been sitting in my house almost a week. I wanted to film with it earlier, but I had issue after issue after issue come up, and I couldn't sit down and film. I was praying for a sunny day so I could get the swatches for you as clear as possible. It's still gray outside. It's going to be gray until February. I'm screwed for good natural light. But first of all, this is beautiful. Like, James looks absolutely gorgeous on here, and this packaging is just so nice. I love James. I think that what he is doing for the makeup industry and boys in makeup being more widely accepted, especially in your everyday household, is really, really good. My kids go to a very country school and occasionally they will come home and pop off with something like, oh, boys can't wear makeup, boys can't like pink, things like that. I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm like, let me show you a boy who does amazing makeup. And I show them James. And I'm like, he's only a few years older than you guys. So you guys can wear anything you want to wear. You can be and do whatever you want to be. Let me pop this open. First of all, the way Morphe packaged this, I am so happy. That box was full of the little air packs to keep this from getting broken, and the palette itself is wrapped in bubble wrap inside the outer carton, which, big fan of that because I'm always afraid of ordering palettes online. I've gotten palettes show up at my house that have been nothing but a bubble mailer, and I'm like, no, but here it is. Oh, it's so pretty. This is giant, you guys. It literally fills up like my entire screen. So pretty. I already know this does not have a mirror in it. I do like that this packaging looks very easy to clean. Of course, you probably would not travel with this palette because, again, it's bigger than my head. So you open it up and on the top it says Unleash Your Inner Artist, which I love. And when I say it's bigger than my head, I mean, it's literally twice the size of my face. The one thing I can tell you I do not like, and I know this is part of why Morphe can keep their products so inexpensive, is that the names are on a plastic sheet. For your everyday user, this is perfectly fine because most people will take this, they don't care what the names are, and throw it away. For me, I have to keep this because when I'm doing a tutorial for you guys, I can't exactly go on this palette and go, oh yeah, use the blue shade. So I have to hang on to this and use it to reference and kind of like match up which color is which. So I do wish they would spend that little bit extra to print the names on the packaging. And I personally am perfectly happy paying like $2 to $5 more per palette for having the names underneath the colors. But that's just me. Different people feel differently about that. I can bend this all the way back without damaging it, which is fantastic. And look at those colors. This is gorgeous. There are 39 colors for $39, which is very reasonable considering I will typically pay between $42 and $55 for a 12 to 14 pan palette. I love that you have all these colors up here, which are beautiful for doing warm and cool toned everyday looks. You've got a row of larger pans for, the colors you're going to use most often. And then you have a ton of super brights down here. A couple things I love about this before I even swatch into this. You have a black and a white. Rarely do you get a black and a white in a palette. And I love that there's a good mixture of mattes and shimmers as well in this. And these pans are really big. The small pans are larger than a quarter. And then these big pans are like, this is an Anastasia Dip Brow. Everyone knows what size these are. These pans are maybe like a tiny smidge smaller than Anastasia Dip Brow. That's a big pan, you guys. All right, so my crazy self is actually going to swatch all of these. I actually considered not swatching these because there are so many of them, and I know James and a bunch of other people have already swatched these, but I love swatching products. The reason this isn't like, I don't want to call this a review, is because I haven't worn them for a long time yet, but I'm going to be doing a crap ton of videos with this palette, you guys, and a ton of looks with this palette. I don't have anything on my eyes today because I probably will play with this a bit. But what I'm going to do is go row by row and start swatching these. Let me take my watch off real quick. My arm is clean and dry and no primer, and yeah. So I'm going to go row by row, starting with the top row. And can I just say I love how he named these. So first up we have Canvas, Ring Light, So Good, and 518, Rusted. Whoo! Whoa! Okay. Halloween, Wig, and Tea. Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? You're seeing that my camera won't focus. That's what you're seeing. Those are insane. Holy crap. James, if these even do half on the eyes what they're doing on my arm, okay. All right, we're going on to the second row. This is Punch Me, Sister, Mary, Literally, You're Kidding, Shook, Boutique, and Benny. Okay, I am dying to see how these turn out on the lid because these are probably some of the nicest swatching shadows I've tried in a long time. Now, obviously, a finger swatch and using it on a brush on your eyelid is completely different. But these feel very soft, very buttery so far. I'm having no trouble swatching these. There's no skipping, there's no tugging. It's just like, zoop. All right, next we're going to do the big row in the center. And the very first one is Flashback. That's not bad. I'm going to do a second swatch of it. because he did mention that flashback is meant to be built up. Okay, that is not bad. That is a very pure white. I'll be very interested to see how that performs. Next one is Face. Then we have Tune. Now, Tune is very yellow to me. I know that James said that Tune would be great for things like transition shades and things like that. I probably won't use it as that a whole lot. It's a bit too yellow toned, but it might work on a different skin tone than mine. Next up is Code James. Then we have 10% off, and yes, I did use Code James for 10% off. Of course I did. Then we have No Beans and our black Spooky. Hello. Do you see that black? There's either magic in this palette or there's something I don't know, because these are swatching better than a lot of my other shadows. One thing I can tell you with this palette is you can do some crazy wild looks with this, and you can definitely do very neutral looks. This is an incredibly versatile palette. Believe it or not, I actually don't even have a bright yellow in my entire collection. So this bright yellow is called B. Ooh. Oh my gosh, that is really unique. That is so pretty. That's like bright. Right, the next shade is Guac. I know I'm being ridiculous, but these are really pretty. Like, the camera does not show how pretty these are. The next one is Hello. And then we have Playground. Next up is Brother. Then this one I'm super excited about. This one is Artistry. Oh, that's pretty. It's so iridescent. Next up is Love That. And the last one in this row is Pinkity Drinkity. That's a really pale pink. It's hard to see. I'm going to go over that again. There we go. Hopefully you can see that. It's very, very pale strawberry pink. All right, guys, we are on to the very last row. Here is Social Blade. Daddy. Oh, okay, that is a gorgeous green. Cape Cod. Oh, yes, please, thank you. I will take Cape Cod all over my eye. Then we have Cola. There are a lot of blues in this palette. 6 blues in this palette, and they're all very different. Next we have Acapella. These are probably like the messiest swatches ever. Then we have Escape, Single. Let me go over that one more time. Some of these you'll have to build up a little bit, but hardly at all. And then the last one is Skip. Oh, that's pretty. Ooh, that is so bright. All right, you guys, that is the whole palette. Hopefully those swatches were in focus. Unfortunately, I do not have an external monitor. I just go off the little tiny monitor on the top of my camera. Back to the palette. After swatching this, I'm even more excited. Like, I did not expect what I just swatched. And knowing James, I probably should have. I mean, obviously, I don't know him personally, but from watching his videos, I should have expected it to be amazing. And I am really, really impressed, you guys. And just to make it clear, in case you didn't catch the beginning of this video or weren't paying attention, this was not sent to me. I don't know James. I don't know anyone at Morphe. I paid for this myself with money I worked my butt off to get. And so far, it's worth it. So let's play with this on the eyes just a little bit. So I do not have a ton of time to do this look, actually, because I am in major crunch time today. So I don't know what I'm doing yet. I think I'm going to do like a halo eye with this palette. All right, first up, I am going to use a standard eye primer. I do have a little bit of concealer on my eyelids already, but I do know that James suggested that for the best color payoff that we use a sticky eye primer, and I am looking for mine right now. Where are you? I'm just going in with the Smashbox 24-Hour Eye Primer. and just a tiny bit. So to start this look off, I am grabbing a Morphe M330, and I'm going in with the shade Canvas. I'm popping Canvas right underneath my brow bone, just to help mattify that area and give us a little extra powderiness to work with when blending, because these are definitely going to go on very, very strong, I have a feeling. And then I think next I'm taking the shade Mary. I'm just really, really blending that out. And then towards the inner corner of my eye, I'm actually going in with the shade that I didn't think I was going to use, which is Tune. That really pretty soft yellow shade. Popping that right there on that inner corner and blending that up into Mary. Now I'm grabbing a smaller brush. This is the M506. Don't worry, I'm not using all Morphe brushes throughout this tutorial. I'm going to be playing with some different brushes. And then I'm going in with the shade 10% Off. I'm putting that right here, right underneath Mary, just to kind of deepen up that outer area. I was a little bit nervous when I first put Mary on because it wasn't blending near the top of my lid super well, but the shadows with each other blend in beautifully. So what I'm going to do is take another clean brush. I'm just grabbing just this random Urban Decay brush. Let's take a little bit of Canvas and a little bit of Punch Me together, and I'm going to use that right at the top of Mary to blend that out. I think this is going to be the trick for getting a smooth blend. There we go. That did it. Oh my gosh, that is pretty. Taking a little bit more of 10% Off and dragging that up very, very lightly, like I'm barely touching the skin. I just wanted to pop in real quick when I'm doing this other eye real quick and say that part of the reason you may have a little bit of difficulty blending these out is because they grab to your skin so beautifully. They grab under the primer, so you actually do have to work a little bit to blend them out. It's not like when you try and blend something out and have difficulty and it's because it's chalky or all blends away. It's actually the opposite here. It wants to grab and stay where you put it, which is actually a really, really good thing. You just have to be more patient and work with it more to get it into a nice, clean blend. Also, guys, right now, from looking at my face, I have no fallout from these shadows. That is really, really good, especially considering the amount of blending I've done. All right, now I'm not the best at cutting creases. It is definitely not my forte, but I'm using Tarte Shape Tape. And I like using this really thin, flat brush. I actually got this in a Mayron paint palette. I need to watch more Nikki tutorials videos because she is just amazing at doing this. You can actually see it just very, very slightly above my eyelid. All right, guys, we're gonna call that good before this turns into a really hot mess. So I'm just going to pat that concealer flat. You can see I did not have the best luck on that eye. I'm just taking an Urban Decay brush, and I'm going to be going in with the shade Cape Cod because I have to. Now I will go back in with some concealer and just touch that up. And if by any chance you guys can hear the Pikachu sounds in the background, that would be my 3-year-old who is refusing to nap right now. I'm going to grab another flat brush, and I am grabbing Hello because this is just a beautiful, beautiful bright teal shade. Like, this is so freaking pretty. And I'm just going back and forth and blending those two colors together. All right, guys, so I tried something, and it looks good from a distance. Up close, it kind of looks like crap, but I took a silver liner and went along the point where the cut crease is. Now, if you were doing this with a liquid glitter liner, that would look gorgeous. However, my liquid glitter liner is all dead and dried up. So I tried it with a pencil liner. Not quite as good of a result, but I'm not going to scrap the whole look. I'm going to finish the other side. This is the Ulta Gel Eyeliner. This is actually a pretty decent eyeliner when you're using it for standard eyelining, but for anything with a cut crease, I would highly recommend using a liquid liner and not a pencil, because A, you have to tug at your skin to get a really sharp line, and B, pencils are not made for this. Okay, this side actually turned out way better. Maybe the pencil wasn't warm enough when I was doing this side. I don't know, but this side looks way better. Okay, yay! I'm happy. It's not the best. It's not what I wanted. I wanted a gold glitter, but it'll work for now. So let's finish up this eye look, because I'm running crazy tight on time, you guys. I should have planned for more time for this, but things have been psycho. Okay, I'm grabbing a small flat shader brush. You know what? Let's just go straight into Mary with this. We're already going really bold with this look, so we might as well continue it. Now I'm just putting Mary right underneath the lash line. All right, there's Mary. And now I'm going to take a small detailer brush. I'm going back in with that yellow tune and just blending it into Mary at the front. I'm going to clean that brush off, and then for highlight, yeah, I'm going in with ring light. You know what, I'm actually going to do that right on my pinky. There we go. If you feel like you're not getting the pigment with these, like with ring light, I just tried to put it on with a brush. It didn't really show up a whole lot. Go in with your fingers. I need to buy new eyeliner so bad. You guys, most of my eyeliners are really, really old. All right, I'm going in with the NYX retractable eyeliner in black. I'm just tightlining with this. And then I am going to add winged liner to this really quick. I am going in with my Smashbox Always On Liquid Liner. Alright, you guys, I went ahead and did my winged liner and my mascara off camera because my battery is actually dying and I don't want to have to wait like 3 hours for it to charge. I really need another battery. I know it's ridiculous, but this is the final look. The look's a bit of a mess. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It was rushed and fast, and I should have stuck with my initial thought not to do a cut crease and just did like a halo eye or something like that. So that will probably be the next look I bring you in this palette. Will be a more wearable halo eye or a rainbow look or something like that. So today's a little crazy. But all in all, I definitely love these shadows so far. I like the way they blend, and I love how bright and shiny the metallics look. I didn't wet them at all. This is just straight from the brush onto my eye. of course, on the tart-shaped tape base. But I just want to see how these wear. So this isn't really a full review at all. It's just swatches and an initial impression. And initially, I really, really like these. I want to see how they wear throughout the day and over time. I want to try some of the more neutral shades and do more of a glam look with these, and definitely try some of the brighter rainbow shades as well and see how those wear, and just see overall how the palette works. So I will probably have my final thoughts for this palette probably near the end of the month. I will let you know in my November favorites video if this is a favorite, because you know, if it's in my favorites, then it's definitely worth getting. So I will let you know in my November favorites video if this palette is 110% worth it, because so far I really like it. So we'll see how it goes over the next couple weeks. So I hope that you guys found the swatches and this kind of half thrown together look helpful, or at least, if nothing else, entertaining. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to my channel, especially if you want to catch when my November favorites video comes out and I let you know my final thoughts on this palette. You can also keep up with me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat. I am pretty much everywhere, and all the links for those are down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye.